Tonight, police pleading with motorists to drive safe on our highways this weekend. And Port Lincoln recognises its Citizen of the Year.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. First this Friday, South Australian police are preparing for an influx of travellers flocking to the regions this Australia Day weekend. Despite not being a traditional long weekend, police are treating it like one, targeting drink and drug drivers.
Scorching temperatures and glistening coastlines, the Yorke Peninsula is the place to be this weekend. Police will also be out in full force, desperately urging motorists to drive safe.
Strongly encourage people to obey the road rules and just be sensible on the roads, because it's not only their lives that they're putting at risk, it's everyone else's as well.
Authorities are expecting an influx of travellers between now and Tuesday. Heavy vehicles such as boats and caravans are predicted to be in abundance. Drivers urged to remain patient on busy roads.
Expect the roads, particularly around our popular tourist spots and the roads back into Adelaide, to be very busy. So the important message is to please be patient.
Particularly around the Port Wakefield area will be busier than normal.
It's the beginning of a busy week for local police, with back-to-school operations also on their radar.
Operations run next Wednesday and Thursday to hone in on that and just reinforce the message about safety around schools for particularly young children.
Despite not being a traditional long weekend, drivers are being warned they'll face the full force of the law if caught doing the wrong thing behind the wheel.
Obey the road rules is the first message. Be patient and be very mindful of fatigue.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Broken Hill police have allegedly located a clan lab inside a home on Boardman Street in the city south. Officers executed a search warrant just after 7 on Wednesday morning, where they allegedly seized a number of items, including methamphetamine, cannabis and prohibited weapons. They say equipment and chemicals were also located. Officers spent the day dismantling the lab, which is now considered safe. Investigations are continuing. Preparations are well underway in Port Lincoln for the city's Australia Day event, with a local historian named Citizen of the Year. This year's football grand final has also been recognised with an award.
From his work in preserving the city's history to helping foster relationships across the globe, Chris Mantle is a man on a mission.
Have been involved in the Moroto group for quite a long time, and then somebody came and knocked on the door and asked me to come and join the Mill Cottage group, the history group, and the rest is history.
The humble father and grandfather now being awarded for his work as Port Lincoln's 2021 Citizen of the Year.
There's thousands of people out there as worthy or more worthy than I am. I'm very lucky in the 2 groups that I work with that I'm surrounded by wonderful, hard-working people and all of that effort.
Dylan Cowley will receive Young Citizen of the Year, while Joanna Page will be awarded for active citizenship. Port Lincoln's Football League Grand Final also honoured, winning the Community Event Award.
I'm very proud and the league is very proud. It's been a really big year for the organisation and it's taken a lot of effort from a lot of people.
The league acknowledged for its weekly commitment to families wanting to play football during the challenges of COVID. It's also been recognised for providing an opportunity for women to both play and umpire, despite there being no female competitions on Eyre Peninsula.
Football should be and is for everybody, and we've been really lucky to be able to be providing an opportunity for female players.
The awards will be presented at the Nautilus Arts Centre next Tuesday. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Less than 2 weeks out from the start of the school year in Broken Hill, and there's growing concern over a shortage of teachers. There are currently 14 full-time vacancies across the Far West.
There is a widespread shortage, not just in regional areas, but if they're experiencing a shortage in cities, which they are, then we are going to feel it even more out here.
The Barrier Teachers Association says casual or contract teachers may be used when classes resume. Community projects in the Far West have been given a $1 million boost through the Crown Lands Improvements Fund. City Council and AFL Broken Hill among the big winners, with local contractors set to benefit from construction.
It's one of Council's flagship ideas, and now the Queen Elizabeth Park upgrade can continue full steam ahead. More than $800,000 funding granted for its completion.
We're very pleased with this announcement. It's an investment that we see that's so important, particularly for our north area.
It's the largest local project receiving money from the state government's Crown Land Improvement Fund.
For the Broken Hill and surrounding area, there's 6 projects with a total value of just on $1.1 million.
AFL Broken Hill receiving more than $70,000 for the Jubilee Oval upgrade.
We've actually created an outdoor food court area here, which is going to be paved and artificial grass where families can sit.
PCYC, the Silverton Jail, Sulphide Street Railway Museum and Sunset Strip Hall also recipients.
It's very hard to get your head up above the competing towns and cities for the grant, so this grant will be really important.
And most projects are expected to employ local workers.
The government's looking at projects that will stimulate the economy and bring some employment.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, a Whyalla family raising money for a cause close to their heart. And Port Lincoln's Film Festival prepares for its first screening. Welcome back. The Whyalla community spent the day rallying together, helping to raise money for a local burn victim in the community. Friends and family holding a sausage sizzle, with the funds going towards his life-saving surgery.
Raising money for one of their own.
It's been great. We've had a lot of people come down to support Nathan. Nathan's always ready to help other people, so we have to help Nathan in his time of need.
Whyalla local Nathan Parker was badly injured last week when his car exploded.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He was working out of the car, fuel pump ignited, and he's left with burns to 12% of his body. He's got facial burns, both his hands and his leg. It spread to the house, minor damage to the home.
His family and friends saying they were shocked to hear the news.
We were actually at a child's birthday party and heard sirens pretty much all day, and then found out while we were there that it was Nathan.
His friends starting a GoFundMe page, raising almost $1,600. The money going towards his surgery and helping pay his house bills while he's unable to work. The Whyalla Special Centre also making a donation of more than $200.
I was talking to Nathan earlier and he's just overwhelmed.
People are buying a $2 sausage and paying with $50 and leaving the change kind of thing. So the community's absolutely been fantastic.
To support Nathan, you can donate to one of the fundraising tins in various stores around town or visit his GoFundMe page. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Port Augusta residential rehabilitation centre is helping people across the region take back control of their lives post-addiction. Open to all people, management says their aim is to help curb community issues associated with alcohol and drugs.
Taking the first step on the road to recovery. Footsteps, a residential drug and alcohol rehabilitation centre, is helping people get their lives back on track through their 12-week program.
Still had 32 people come through in the last 6 months. 62% clients have actually completed their programs, with 37.5% being Indigenous.
For Footsteps employee Matthew, the rehabilitation journey is all too familiar. Having gone through the program himself, he is now using his experiences to help others.
I have walked a day in their shoes and I know what they're going through, and it was very daunting, but from day one loved the place. Love the staff, the vibe, just absolutely such a supportive environment.
The program providing a safe haven, with residents of the program able to gain control of their lives and reconnect with society.
They gain employment, they gain social skills, they gain life skills, and so at the end of the day, they end up doing a great job. They do end up changing their lives for the better.
Staff reminding community members to contact the centre if they or someone they know needs help.
It's not easy to admit that you've got a problem because no one actually wakes up to be an addict or look for an addiction. It's something that does seem to come over time.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
After a long wait, Port Lincoln's first film festival will hit the silver screen this weekend, showcasing 4 major pictures. The event was meant to be held in November, but was pushed back due to coronavirus restrictions.
A frenzy of activity ahead of opening night. Port Lincoln's theatre staff are preparing to play host to the city's inaugural film festival.
I think there were 60 films at Adelaide Film Festival. We've got 4. Tonight we start with Wild Things.
Only 4 regional centres across South Australia were chosen for the premiere.
We're really hoping that it will help develop screen culture in regional towns by supporting locals to develop their skills as curators.
Organisers say there's a film for everyone, from comedy to a documentary tackling the challenges of environmentalism. The festival also showcasing The Perfect Candidate, a drama which follows the life of a Saudi woman and the social norms and gender segregation that follows her.
It is made by a Saudi Arabian female feature director, very rare. She's already won an Oscar for one of her first features.
The films were meant to start showing here in November but was pushed back due to coronavirus restrictions. Now 2 months later and it's finally hitting the screen.
We've still got some tickets. It's a great place to be on a hot weekend. Yeah, definitely encourage the community to come along.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. A Port Augusta High School redevelopment reaches a significant milestone, and a group of Whyalla teachers learn more about Indigenous culture. Tenders are now open for the construction of the Warrabra and Wallawi Day Visitor Centre. The proposed facility will provide a hub for travellers seeking information about the Flinders Ranges. Port Pirie Regional Council and surrounding councils are encouraging local businesses to apply. The project is part of a $10 million state and federal government tourism initiative. Demolition works at Port Augusta Secondary School are in their final stages, with construction of a new Year 7 precinct to begin soon. The school's principal says the project is on track to welcome a new era of students.
Cleaning up the area after weeks of work bringing this building down. Demolition works on the old Home Economics building are nearing completion, making way for a new 2-storey precinct.
We're getting close to the beginning of construction of a new building. The last few weeks they've been demolishing the old 1960s Home Economics building in preparation for construction of a new build which should start in the next few weeks.
The site is being prepared for the historic transition of Year 7 students to secondary education next year. While excited about the new beginning, the school is also marking the end of an era.
Historically, a number of teachers that are famous around Port Augusta for teaching our town to cook and sew. It's going to be sad to see it go, but the good news is we're going to have a beautiful new Home Economics Centre in our new building.
The new facility, aiming to provide a smooth transition for students, is expected to be completed by November. Staff say they are looking forward to it finally being ready.
This is a new era. It's exciting. It'll be a lot of work. I'm sure it won't come without a few hiccups. I'm really looking forward to just another chapter in the verse of in the book of Port Augusta Secondary.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Members of Whyalla's Bangala Aboriginal community spent the morning at Edward John Eyre as part of a Culture Day. The new initiative helping staff learn more about Indigenous culture and its importance when teaching students.
Class is in session for these teachers and staff at Edward John Eyre. Today spent learning how to make local bush medicines as they prepare their teaching lessons for the return of students next week.
Today we're looking at local culture and local stories.
It's a first for the school, with the initiative aiming to bring a new insight on how to teach its students about connectivity to Indigenous culture.
We've had a number of guest speakers from our local Bangala community, which has been a really great, valuable experience for our staff.
With 53 Indigenous students enrolled at the school this year, staff say it's a topic of importance.
So it's really good because it's been a big push nationally and state to get that Aboriginal learning and the aspects into the curriculum.
Principal Marino says the school will be honing down on incorporating an Indigenous focus into everyday learning.
We're looking at local culture, local knowledge and lifting achievement for all students.
Really good initiative that we've taken on, and it's going to be an exciting year.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Port Pirie Library staff have hit the ground running this month, with a number of events planned over the next few weeks. From children's activities to elderly tech seminars, residents are being encouraged to see what's coming up.
Our home library continues for people that actually physically can't get to the library, and we've also got a working with the local police, a Safer Internet Day workshop on the 9th of February. So lots of things to do at the library.
Due to COVID-19 restrictions, those interested will need to register their place. More information can be found online. Stay with us after the break. We will preview the weekend's cricket action. And we'll have the weekend weather details with Alex Sykes. Hello again. Cricket leagues across the region are set to be impacted by this weekend's extreme heat. In the Northern Super League, the matches in Port Augusta have been cancelled due to the conditions, with the forecasted temperatures exceeding their hot weather policy. The fixtures scheduled in Whyalla and York Peninsula at this stage will still go ahead. Broken Hill's cricket competition is also unaffected by the weather. Port Lincoln and Port Pirie's players also have this weekend off, but that is due to a scheduled bye. And with a preview of those matches that are still going ahead, here's our local cricket experts with their tips.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Northern Super League. The first game in Whyalla sees Rupina take on South Augusta. I think South Augusta are coming off a good win from last week, and I'm tipping Craig Shirley to get 100. I'm tipping them this week. And the second game afterwards is Central Whyalla taking on Quorn. I think it's going to be a good match there, but I think Quorn are going to be just a bit too strong.
Final round of 2020 cricket in Broken Hill this weekend sees North take on West at the Alma Oval. This will be a pretty important game. West suffered their first defeat last week. I think North will be looking to put the second loss on West in 2 weeks. And in the other game, South take on Central at the Jubilee Oval. Central should be too strong in this. On Sunday at the Alma Oval, Broken Hill take on Redcliffe in a representative game. I think the locals should be too strong for the Redcliffe side.
Time to check how hot it will get this weekend. Here's Alex Sykes with the details.
Thanks, John. And as we heard earlier, it's certainly set to be a scorcher this weekend, but I'll have the full details on that in just a moment. From 3 p.m. today, Woodner reached 38, Cooper Pedy was 41, Coffin Bay 23. Port Augusta and Broken Hill reached 37, Port Pirie 36, Kadina 31, Port Lincoln 28, Whyalla 32, and Adelaide got to a top of 26 degrees. From today's satellite images, we can see cloud crossing the far southwest with a weak upper level trough. Skies are largely clear elsewhere under high pressure and a dry and increasingly hot air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start on the Gulf waters. South to southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots with seas between 1 and 1.5 metres, and south to southwesterly swell below 1 metre. Temperatures will start rising tomorrow. Port Lincoln at 29 degrees, very hot and sunny in Cleve 39, Woodner to reach 43, very hot and sunny in Whyalla 39, Port Augusta 43, Kadina 40, Port Pirie 42 degrees, Clare 39, and Broken Hill hot and 41. Taking a look further through the week now, and hot and cloudy conditions on Sunday with temperatures in the 40s across the Gulf. Cooper Pedy and Adelaide 41, Broken Hill and Woodner 43, Port Augusta and Whyalla 45, Port Pirie 44, Kadina and Port Lincoln 40. Rain bringing some relief on on Monday, 33 in Cooper Pedy, Port Augusta and Kadina, 34 in Adelaide and Port Pirie, windy and 38 in Broken Hill. And cooling down further on Tuesday, 27 in Kadina, Adelaide and Whyalla, 30 in Port Augusta and Port Pirie, 32 in Cooper Pedy. So John, there's certainly a mixed bag in store for the weekend, and that's all the weather from me tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Alex. And that's the local news for tonight and the week. Just a reminder, you can find us on social media at our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages. I'm John Hunt, thanks for your company. I'll have updates later, and we will be back on Monday from 7 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.